Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you are doing well. Today we are going to discuss about hosting. So you have lot of projects created, but you don't know where to host, and you also want a free hosting, right? And you also want your projects to be there as well as hosted, right? So it should be well secured and everything you want, right? And it should be easy, right? So we have GitHub pages. It's very good. You already might be using GitHub. I'm not sure if you're not using. You start using it. GitHub is very good. All the companies, all the new startup, everyone uses GitHub. So GitHub is so important. You can also mention this in your resume if you know. So that will be an advantage for you. So today we are going to discuss about GitHub pages, how we can deploy our project on GitHub pages. So without any delay, let's get started. So this is our simple React website that I have created here. It's a very simple basic project for tools. So now once you have your project ready, you need to have one GitHub account to start, right? This you can see here, I have this uh, GitHub account here. Now the third step you need to do is you need to create one repository. Okay, new one empty repository. So I will give it a name as the tools. This will be the name of my repository. I'll click on create repository. Okay, now once you have this done here, okay, so what you need to do, we have created a new repository. So let's go and copy this whole piece of thing here. Let's open our project here. Okay, this is the project I have running it here. I'll simply open one more PowerShell here, and once this is done, what we are going to do, we are simply pasting that command that we have copied, and one by one it is going to execute this. Okay, once this is done, last step is to just push. Okay, but I'm not able to push. I think my changes are not stacked. So the changes are not stacked because there is a one command that is missing, git add. So it is going to add all the files for you in this stack. Now you will see all the changes are stacked here. Once this is done, we can simply, after this, okay, let's do git commit. Okay, and -m is for message. Let me try to add message as a deploying. Okay, then sorry for there is spelling mistake. It should be commit commit. Okay, but okay, there is a problem for me. So for this repository I did not give any email or my email ID or username. If you are also getting this similar kind of a thing, let's try to give. So let's copy this, let's paste this, and the email ID I am going to be using here is this one. Okay, once this is done, I'm going to remove this global because I don't want this to be set for global. If you, it doesn't matter for you, I'm not sure, but I'm using two GitHub accounts, so I don't want it to be set it globally. So now we need username. So username of my account is this one. So this is my username account. So once this is done, I have set up both my email and username. Right, you will also have your GitHub account username as well as email address. Once this is done, you simply do git commit, right, that we are doing here. Okay, now it is committed here. Now what we need to do is we need to push our code to the main branch. I think if you do git branch, it might have already created a branch. If you do git branch, you can see there is a main branch we need to push simply. So you do git push origin main. Once you do that, it will push your code to the main branch of your GitHub account. Okay, so now you can see it has successfully pushed. So if you go to this here, now if you refresh this page, you should have your code here. Okay, you can see I have this code here, right, coming up properly here. So I have this code here. I can see this commit message I gave like a deploying simply, and this is showing as a now I just deployed. Okay, so once this part is done, now we need to install GitHub pages. Okay, so let's install the GitHub pages here. Okay, so once your project is ready, you have updated your repository here. As you can see, the code is updated here. So now the next step, we need to install GitHub pages. Okay, so let's do npm I -pages and -save. So this will install the GitHub pages in your this working repository. So okay, when this is installed successfully, you click on this package.json file here. You should have something like GitHub pages here coming up, right? Okay, so once this step is done, okay, the next step is we need to add this script. We need to update this scripts here. Okay, so you will not have this deploy. Okay, so this deploy script you will not have, so you need to write as it is. Okay, so you'll have but make sure you should have this build script here. Okay, before checking that, you should have this build script here that will build your project. It can be different. Okay, I am using Vite, that's why it is a Vite build. You can have es build, you can have anything, right? Npm build something, so you will have different command for this, but I am having Vite. So once you add this git GitHub page deploy, now the next step we'll have to add a home page. Okay, so we need to add a home page here. So let's edit home page. Once you do that, our home page name is, what was the repository name is tours, right? So let's go and check again. So the repository name is tours, you can see here. So let's add this home page as a tours. Just click on save. Okay, so when this is done, now we have GitHub pages, we have deploy script, and we have home page. Okay, now what we need to do, we need to simply run npm run, and what we want to run, we want to run this deploy script, right? Okay, so you do that npm run deploy. This will start the process of deploying our code. So what it is doing is running this github -d build. Okay, so now you can see I got some error here because I do not have any build folder here. Okay, because I have not created any build, there is no build folder, right? For that reason we should have a pre-deploy command here. Pre-deploy script I need to add, and that pre-deploy script should be read build. Okay, so let's add that pre-deploy. So after adding this, let's try to run this again, npm run deploy. Now this time I think we should have this. Okay, now it is running pre-deploy command. Once this pre-deploy command is successfully run, I should have a dist folder here. Okay, so there is a mistake I did, because Vite is creating a dist folder and I am trying to deploy a build folder. No, this should be dist now. Okay, so I have changed to dist here. This would be the same folder name as here. It can be dist, it can be build, it depends on the bundler. Okay, so I'm using Vite, that's why it is a dist. So let's try to deploy again. So it's going to run again. Okay, pre-deploy is going to create again the dist folder here. It has created. Okay, now it is going to deploy the dist folder. Let's wait for some time. Once this is done, it's going to start a deployment process into the GitHub account. You can see it says as a published. Okay, and if you go and open your GitHub account here, click on this actions here. Here you can see there is one deployment happening, pages build and deployment, right? You can see the process is already started. So we started this process from this, right? Okay, so now this process will take some time. Okay, some like 2 to 3 minutes, I'm not sure, maybe some 5 minutes as well. Before that, how do we make sure that our project is going to deploy perfectly fine without any issues? Most of the time, you might encounter a lot of issues while deploying. Okay, you say it is published here, you go to action as well, you see this says as a deployed successfully, but still once you open that URL, okay, it won't show your website. So how do we make sure? So what you do is go to dist folder here, you have this index.html file, right? Simply right click, and if you do not have a live server, what you do here, go to extension, install the live server. Okay, this live server is very good. It will simply create a live server for your index.html file. So you can run this file now. I'll right click on this, open with live server. It's going to start a server, and that will open this index.html file here. Yeah, so I have opened this, and you can see here this has came up here. Okay, but I cannot see anything. There's nothing coming up. Even if you see this project is deployed here, this has given me this URL. If I click on this URL, I won't be seeing my website, I guess. Yeah, I'm not able to see anything. And if you do inspect Okay, and if you go to console here, you can see we are getting some errors, right? We are getting errors like 404, 404 not found. So whatever these assets are there, these are not found here. Even if you see inspect, and if you go to console, you can see I'm getting error like 404 not found right here. So wherever this asset, this file is not located properly, so the locations are not properly binded. Here if you can see, it is like a slash. Okay, so there's a problem. So this use directly slash, it does not have dot slash. Okay, so let me add here dot. As soon as I add dot slash, let me save this, go to here, and now I should have my project running. Okay, I can see my website now right here. You can see it's there, right? Yeah, so this was the problem. We did not add the dot, because of that we are facing that issue. So you also check, if this is a missing, if this kind of an issue. So you need to first get your running dist folder or build folder. So whenever you do right click in dist.html file, you start with live server, you check if your website is running fine and what are the changes you have done. So once you know what is the problem here, so let's do that fix. Okay, but here if you try to do, so you need to do two things. First, you need to remove this pre-deploy command. You cannot comment here, so you need to remove this command. Once you do this, okay, because now it won't create a disk folder again, right? And we have already modified this, so let's do again simply deploy. It will again publish our dist folder. It did not find any pre-deploy script here, that's why it is directly running this. Okay, so it is published. So now once you go here to this, again click on this actions, and you will see one more deployment is started here. So let's wait for some time. When this is success, we should be able to see our project running. Okay, so the build process is started here, and also our code is not updated here. If you see this package.json file here, it does not have a pre-deploy command, right? We did not post our code. So make sure you have updated code here. Although it doesn't matter for your deployment, but you should have your proper running code, proper code. So you make sure you have it updated here. So let's go to action again. Let's see. Okay, it's deploying. It takes around 3 to 4. Okay, it is deployed. So let's refresh this page and let's see if our project is up and running or not. Yeah, you can see it has started, right? Okay, I can see my website now, right? This is live. So this is a very simple, very easy step. These are the very simple and very easy step. I have also guided you how you can debug if you encounter any kind of an issue, right? So you try that out. I think this is best and easy way. You have your URL here. You can give this URL to anyone. Anyone will be able to access your project. Also, you have directly your code here. You can see here, and you can see side by side there is a GitHub pages deployment. So we have done two deployment. That's why it is showing two deployment. Once you click on this, you will have it. Even, but if you want, you can do like releases here. Create a new release, give a title and description. So you will have those kind of things as well. You can do. Else, you can enter a website URL here like this. So simply just save, and you will have this URL coming up here directly. So whenever any interviewer, anyone comes to your project repository, they will see this URL. Just they will open this, and your website is here live. They can access your project here directly from your GitHub. So you have your code as well as your deployed URL. So this is a very easy and very cleanest way to deploy a project. Either it can be for your college, for your major, minor project, or anything. If you're learning as well, you definitely want your project to live, right? Because you want to share this, so showcase this to others, and also you can add this URL to your resume. So this is all about deployment using GitHub pages. Okay, this was all about for today's lecture. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.